What's up guys, thanks for checking out another video. My name is Anthony and I make videos that I hope will teach and inspire you to make better videos. In today's video, we're going to be checking out how to use Premiere Pro for beginners. Let's check it out. All right, so the first step in using Premiere Pro is to have Premiere Pro, and if you check out the link in my description, you can get a 14-day free trial of Premiere Pro. Let's jump in and I'll show you how to get started. First, let's go in and open up Premiere Pro. You'll find it in here. If you're using a Mac, you'll follow exactly what I'm doing, but just open up Premiere Pro on the computer or the machine that you're using. We're gonna start a new project, and here it doesn't matter what these settings are because we're gonna change it once we make our sequence. So we're just gonna name it something. We're gonna hit browse and actually find where we want to put it. I'm gonna actually make another folder here. Now, if you're planning on doing a lot of video production, video creation, this is something that you're gonna wanna do. You'll wanna get in the habit of organizing your file structure because it's gonna make it so much easier to find past projects and different things that you have done before later on. Don't just put everything in one folder and clutter everything up. Get in the good habit of making your folders searchable. And once you come into Premiere Pro, the odds are you'll be on this screen right here, which is learning. One thing about Premiere Pro is that it's got a ton of different panels. I would suggest going ahead and watching these videos that Adobe has made. They've done a really good job of making videos that explain what Premiere Pro is, how to use it, and all the features that it provides. Go ahead and look into the library here. You'll learn a ton, but for now, we're gonna go into the editing panel. Some people might tell you to go to the assembly panel, but you can't do as much here as you can in the editing panel, but you can still do everything you can in assembly. So I'm gonna go to editing. I'm gonna explain what these windows are really quick. So up here at the top left is the effects control window. Over here, we've got our program window. This is where the actual screen will be. This is our timeline window, and it's gonna have what clips come into the timeline. And right here, this is the important window for now. Bottom left is gonna be our import media window, or our project window. This is where everything in the project lives, all of your assets, all of your folders, everything. This is where you import your videos. So we're gonna go into our Finder and import some videos. Now, I just got finished shooting a ton of classic cars here in the Mississippi Gulf Coast at Cruising the Coast. So those are the images that I'm gonna be putting in. Let's go find them. Cruising the Coast right there, event footage. All right, so this is the folder I'm gonna drop in. Now you can see in my files that I've got these MXF files. Those are the video files. It's kind of like an MP4. And then I've got these XML files. I'm not gonna worry about separating those because Premiere Pro will do that for me. If I just drag this folder into Premiere Pro in that window, it'll come up with this little window here in the middle, and it will start importing. It will give me a little warning that says the XML files won't be able to be converted. There it is. And I'll click OK. So the JPEGs came in, the MXF files came in, and down here I've got some MP4s. So from here, if we take one of these pieces of footage and just drag it over to the timeline, it will make a sequence for you, and you can find that sequence in the same file that that video folder was in. So for me, it's right here and it's highlighted. Now from here, I want to take the sequence and move it outside of my footage folder. So I'll just drag it all the way to the bottom and put it there. Now when I close this footage folder, there it is, and I'll rename that. All right, so now that is my Cruising the Coast reel. What I can do is drag all of the rest of these. If I hit Shift and I click, then it's going to highlight all of the clips between where I selected the first one and the one where I hit Shift and selected. From here, I can just drag these in. Here they all are. I know that I don't need any of this audio, so if I hit Option and select just the audio part of it, I can just delete that right out. And now I've got all of this footage to choose from, and I'm not gonna spare you the details of how I go about choosing all of this, but I will tell you how to make basic cuts and how to put this all together. So if I wanted to say choose this part right here where I just come through the door, then I can just go to right here where I want it to start. I can cut that using this razor tool and then let that play. And right there. And now I'll click my select tool. I'll select this part of it. And if I hit Option Delete, then it will delete that piece of footage and sync up in the timeline back to 0. If I just delete it, it's just gonna delete that piece of footage, but I'll undo that. And now if I select it again and hit Option Delete, you see how it cinched back up to the back. It's kind of like, if you're used to working in Final Cut, then you're used to a magnetic timeline. Using Option Delete is kind of like using a magnetic timeline. I shot a lot of this at 120 frames per second, which means that if I wanted to play it back at normal speed, then it would have to be 500 times the speed. And I'll show you how to change that really quick in this piece of footage right here. Another little shortcut that you can do, instead of using the razor tool, you can hit Command K and it will make a cut for you. Option Delete, and it will cinch it back up to where the footage started in your timeline. And I will right click this and go to speed duration and change that to 500. Now you'll see that it plays back in real time. And if I want to just cinch this up to the beginning right here, I can right click into that dead space and hit Ripple Delete, and it will cinch up. I'm not going to use all the footage in this timeline in this video. I'll spare you those details.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I have my timeline set out and mapped, curated, edited to be what I want for this little 20 seconds of video that I want to show you guys. From here, what we need to do is add music. And to do that, I'm going to be using soundstripe.com. Soundstripe is one of my favorite resources for audio. It is one subscription for the entire year, and you get to use the entire library on any of your social media platforms, and you can get a subscription where you can use it on videos that you make for other people as well. This video is not sponsored by Soundstripe, but I am an affiliate with them, so if you head over to Soundstripe, make sure to use the code AJWilliamsMedia at checkout for 10% off of your purchase, and you'll help me out a little bit. All right, so now we've got a good timeline and we've got good audio. So now what we need to do is select everything that we want to edit, and we're gonna hit the question mark, because if we zoom out, you can see that the rest of the videos that we put in here are still there. And if we exported it without an in and out point, then it would export that entire almost 3-hour timeline, and that's not what we want to do. So by hitting the question mark on the select, it actually puts an in point in the beginning and an out point at the end. Alternatively, we could hit I at any point and that would set an in point, and we could put O at another point and that would set an out point. But when you can do it with just one button, question mark, makes it so much easier. So from here, we're going to go to File, Export, Media. And depending on where you're going to be putting this video, you're going to be exporting it in different ways. So what I would suggest is to look at all of the settings and see if there is a setting that matches what you want to use it for. For instance, using it for YouTube. There is a 4K Ultra HD setting for YouTube. So that's what I'm going to hit because I'm uploading to YouTube. Now, all of these settings can be a little bit confusing. That's why tomorrow I'm going to be uploading a video that's just dedicated to what are the best settings for uploading to YouTube. These are the settings that Adobe thinks that you should use for uploading to YouTube, and they're great settings, but is that always the best settings? Find out in tomorrow's video. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a video. Make sure to like this video if you got anything from it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.